I just thought I'd keep making these videos because I seem to be noticing that there have been a lot of changes with these birds over the past 2 weeks or so that I've been filming them. They seem to be growing quite quickly. The size of the birds they've definitely gotten bigger over the past week. And I've noticed that their adult feathers are starting to come in. They're a much brighter shade of blue. Um, I specifically sort of took a close up of them so you could see how blue they're starting to get. It's a little bit more obvious further on in the video when they come in, but they're starting to turn like a deep indigo shade. And also, I've noticed that their necks, when they're little chicks, their necks are a lot shorter, but as they start to mature, their necks are getting longer, and their necks are definitely longer than they were 2 weeks ago. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I can definitely tell a difference. They seem to look more and more like adults each day. And I've noticed that their wing feathers are starting to come in as well. It's not huge, they're not hugely visible at the moment, but if I miss like a few days or a week of filming them, I could actually miss an important stage of them growing. So I'm sort of trying to make these videos as regularly as possible to track their progress. And even though it's they're still eating from their parents, I've noticed, but they are becoming a lot more independent as well. That's another thing that I've noticed is that um, they're not as hesitant as they were before. They're much more like willing to approach. Like look how if you can just see how blue that bird looks. It looks so blue. Like usually the little chicks are just a plain dark grey colour. So when they start to get their colour like that, that means they're pretty close to being adult birds, even though they're quite small. The next stage is that their wings are obviously going to grow out, which is already starting to happen. Even over the past few days, I've noticed a difference. Um, I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but they're going to start to get a bit bigger soon. And I decided I'm going to track the progress as they um, fully mature. The last thing that will happen, I think, will be their beaks changing color because even when they look like adult birds, when they have the dark beaks, that means that they're still quite young and they're not fully grown. So um, I'm just taking regular videos because I'm thinking actually of putting all of these videos together um, so you can have sort of a complete picture of how they grow over time. But I'll see how I go because it will be my first kind of like an experiment of my first short documentary. So I probably will have to redo the voiceovers so I can sort of give a timeline of their progress over time. But there's another video of them feeding, and I'm just amazed at how quickly these birds are growing and how blue they are already because I didn't expect that they would change colour so quickly.